Welcome to Owl's Air Guns. Today we're taking a look at the Ruger NXG 177 caliber pneumatic air gun. This is a pump-up dual ammunition air gun, meaning it can fire both BBs and pellets. And as it is a pumper, we have the ability to select the power level that we're wanting to shoot at. Now, it claims a top velocity of 490 feet per second with lead pellets. We'll go ahead and test that later on, see if that is in fact the case. But now we're going to do an unboxing and a quick look. Okay, let's go ahead and open her up and take a look. All right. It does come with a 4-power scope that we'll take a look at in a moment. Pretty well packaged. Got our paperwork. All right, let me get a knife and we'll get rid of that tie wrap. Okay, so we got it unpacked here. Let's go ahead and take a look. Now we are dealing with a largely polymer air gun. Do have a fiber optic insert on the front sight there. A nicely formed stock. I gather that this has an automatic safety, which I am not a fan of personally. We're going to have to see how well it works. It does look kind of strange, but we'll check that out in a moment. Apparently, whenever we pump it, it will automatically reset that safety. Ah, there we go. So safety does move into the trigger guard. Going ahead and pushing it forward shows the fire indicator and lets you know that you are off safe. Now, we've not actually cocked the action. It is dual ammunition, firing both pellets and BBs. I'm going to go ahead and take a moment, look at the instructions, and we'll come back and look at this a little closer. Obviously, it's a variable power. We pump according to the power level that we want. Does come equipped with standard sights, and it looks like they have also packaged in a 4-power scope that you can go ahead and mount on the standard dovetail mount. Is a plastic receiver, very lightweight gun. We'll go ahead and check out the weight on it later, but quite lightweight. I would call it moderately to low powered. So probably going to make an excellent youth gun, and that's probably why they went with the automatic safety. But yeah, let's go ahead and check it out. Oh, it does look like we can load multiple BBs. So let me do a little reading and we'll find out a little bit more about the Ruger NXG 177 caliber pneumatic air rifle. Okay, well, I did go ahead and read the manual, and actually it left me with more questions than I started with. But hey, I did learn a couple of important things. One of them being, you have to cock this rifle prior to pumping. You can pump without cocking it, but you won't build up any pressure. So that was a good tip there. And the safety is in fact automatic. When you operate the pump handle, it immediately engages the safety. So a couple of tips there. If you get one of these, you do need to cock it prior to pumping or you won't actually build pressure. The manufacturer says 10 pumps, only 10 pumps for the maximum. Claims that pumping more than that will not increase the velocity and it will void the warranty and damage the gun. So we are limited to 10 pumps. Now, I said they raised more questions than answers they gave me. On the box, this says 490 feet per second with lead pellets. In reading the manual, it says that the Canadian version is 490 feet per second, and the version with a scope is a maximum of 800 feet per second. So I'm very curious what kind of maximum velocity we're going to get out of this. Now, I will tell you, when I opened it up, it was all polymer, and at first I was kind of nonplussed with it. Wasn't real excited. But in handling the rifle, actually it feels pretty good. It is an inexpensive air gun. These normally retail for like $50. I got this for $34 on sale at Walmart. So, they don't have a lot of budget to work with, particularly given that they're tossing in a scope with it as well. Now, the rifle's sights are, it does come with fixed sights, and they are adjustable for both windage and elevation, adjustments in the rear on the notch sight, and also they have a fiber optic insert on the front sight. So I thought that was pretty cool. We do have a low 4-power scope, small diameter scope tube like you've seen on the Crossmans and some of the other ones over the years. I was surprised to see the rings are already mounted. So yeah, mounting the scope ought to be easy. That was pretty much what I learned. Oh, there is a BB reservoir, like on the Crossman Model 760s. Pellets are entirely single shot, but with BBs, this one will accept up to 75 BBs into the reservoir, and then they load one at a time when you cock it. And it's kind of like the Daisy rattle traps. You do need to elevate the muzzle 45 degrees to get a BB to feed, and then you can look down and see it on the magnetic bolt tip when you actually have a BB ready to load. So as I say, safety's automatic, tied to the pump handle. But yeah, the more I handle that, very curious about it. I would say it's incredibly easy pumping. So between the lightweight, the automatic safety, and the very easy pump strokes, definitely thinking that this is aimed at the youth market. They say 16 years and older, but yeah, with adult supervision, of course, a younger child could certainly handle this gun. Very lightweight, more of an adult size length of pull, but yeah, I think ultimately it would make a pretty good youth gun from what I've seen so far. So, yeah, this is our unboxing and our first look. Frankly, I'm kind of excited. I'd like to find out what kind of velocity we get. If we get 800 feet per second as easily as this thing pumps, that would be quite a deal. But yeah, we're just gonna have to stay tuned and see what we actually get. So, hey, thanks for tuning in on this one. I'll have a full review out on this soon. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you on the next one.